right, good morning, guys. This is a quick, market analysis before the market open. What I'm looking at, for the day. So I'm going to run through. I'm going to start with the, futures market first, and then from the futures market, we will move down to, some other markets, as well. But yeah, I just wanted to do this quick and make sure that we can get some quick overview of what is happening over here. All right, so let's do this quick. All right, so let's do this quick over here. Okay, all right. So let's start with the futures market quick, and then let's take a look at futures market. But before then, anytime you wake up in the morning, this is going to be a quick one. I don't intend to do this more than 15 minutes. Anytime you wake up in the morning, the first thing you have to do is to go through the economic calendar, check out if there is any news, high impact news coming up, and whatnot. You have to take a look at that first. So if there are no high impact news and whatnot, you just have to move on, right? So I don't see any, high impact news, over here. All right, so let's come to the chart quick. Let's start with the MES quick. A lot of things has happened overnight. So let's look at the MES. And for me, when the market's about opening, I'd love to take a look at it from the 15 minutes, right? The 15 minutes time frame. All right. So let's take a look at the market, 15 minutes time frame for the MES. So the MES, if I was looking at this market and I'm looking at the 15 minutes, maybe demand, how we trade demand and supply, guys. So if you are new here, you should know this. All right. So demand, if I'm looking at 15-minute demand, where I'm going to pick this from is going to be somewhere maybe here. I'll pick my demand from I'm going to pick up my demand from somewhere. Yeah, this is where my demand is going to be from, right? I've got one zone right here, right? So this is where I'll likely be picking up from the futures market. This is where I'm likely want to go. We'll be trading. So let's say maybe some 2 contract or so. I just put in 2 contract over here. All right. And are they in a 15-minute supply? No, we are in all-time highs, right? All-time high. So there are no 15 minutes supply above here, right? So for the MES, that is the S&P, that is where I'll pick things from, and just 2 contracts, right? Just 2 contracts. You can do as many as you want. It's basically up to you. All right, let's take a quick look at the NQ as well. Let's take a quick look at the MQ. We're running behind. The market will be open very soon. So let's take a quick look at the MQ. This is what we did on, I think, on Monday. Yeah, we pick up a 15-minute zone over here, and the market rallied all the way down, pick up our orders, and then look at where we are right now, right? If you heard it, that's big money, right? If you are in this trade, that is big money. Okay. All right. And then for today, let's look at where, if I was looking at this market right now, I'm looking at 15 minutes, demand, where I'll pick it. I'm going to pick this from. It's going to be right here, right? It's going to be right here. I'm going to pick this from. I love this. If you have been part of this training, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Explosive move out, right? It meets all our criteria, right? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Am I audible? Go ahead and put something in the chat box for me, guys. If you guys can hear me. I want to make sure that I'm not just talking and you guys can hear me, right? So this is where my demand for the day is gonna be at. Of course, we can go to a lower time frame and find something, but just 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes time frame. That's what we are using here. I can go down to 5 minutes. I can go down to whatnot, different things, and then pick up something. But this is where for the MNQ as a NASDAQ. This is where 15 minutes demand. I love this one, and I'll stick with this one. All right. Let's look at the MYM. That is the Dow. Let's quickly look at the Dow as well. So for the Dow, for the Dow as well, it's okay. All right. Let's look at the Dow here. And guys, for those of you who have access to the grid, this should be on the grid already for you guys, right? It should be on the grid for you guys. So it's not anything new, right? It's something that's already on the grid. All right. So let's look at the Dow as well. So for the Dow, I'm going to be picking something over here, somewhere around, 46, 435 or something, 46. I'm going to pick up something. Would have to come down. 46, for the Dow. I love what the market, did over here. This is where all this moved, up, started from. So it's going to be right here, right? It's going to be right here. Pick it up from here, boom, and then we end it here, right? So that's for the Dow, right? But hey, this market is just, it keep moving. Of course, with every market, it doesn't just move in a straight line and just keep going. It will definitely retrace back as well, right? That's how the market moves, right? All right, boom. So that's for the Dow as well. What about the MK2, the Russell, right? So for the Russell as well, what are we looking at? For our demand, 15-minute demand zone. If there are any supply, I don't see. There is a supply sitting right here at the top. So we'll put in, we'll put in the supply as well, and then the demand as well. The market is just about 2 minutes from opening. So for supply is going to be right here. For supply is going to be right here. You guys can see it. If you are part of this trading, you'll know exactly where this explosive, supply move started from, right? It's right here, sitting right here. All right. So come all the way here. This is where we'll pick it from. It's almost there, right? If the market opens, the market is likely to, get into that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put in a short over here, since we're sitting right over there. Now, depending on market condition, like I said, I've already checked the economic news, etc. There's no impact news coming out, but hey, the market can, do whatever that it wants, right? And then for demand, I'm just going to mark it, and you guys will also mark it as well. For demand, we're going to pick up something from 2-4 down here, right? It's going to be somewhere here. This is where this move that broke, the previous, opposing zone, opposing high. So it's going to be somewhere here. I will definitely pick it up from here, all the way here. So here, boom, I'm going to mark it. You guys can, mark that as well. I'm going to end it over here where this wick candle over here is an inducement, right? So that is for the demand, right? That's for the demand. All right. So we've done the 4 indexes. Let's go to crude oil quick over here. Oh well, let's take a look at gold quick over here. Let's take a look at gold quick over here. Let's see what gold is doing. Yesterday we had something, the zone over here. The market, keep flying and keep moving all the way up. So let's look at something. Let's see if we can find something, gold. So this zone is still good. I'm not going to change it, right? Gold, there's a lot of volatility. It moves a lot, right? Gold moves a lot, but there is another demand zone, sitting right here, right? There's another demand zone sitting right here. I'm going to mark it, as a first demand zone here. I'm going to mark it over here, guys, I'm going to mark it right here. So the demand zone sitting right here, right? So I will rather take that first as my first, you know. I rather take that first over here. Okay. All right. Let's do some maybe 3 contracts over here. Let's do some 3 contracts over here. Quick. I did not pick up. All right. Let's do this quick. My order is getting sent. So that is where, guys, I'll pick this from. So the order sitting right there. I love this, you know, demand zone right here. So if you're watching here, it is 40,018, and then, you know, stop out at around 4,009. So 4,018, 4018, 4,009. That is where the gold is. All right. So that is it for, that's the story on gold, right? That's the story for gold. Silver, I have something sitting, you know, right down here as well for silver. I think it's a 1 hour zone. Sitting right here. You know, there's an order already in there. I love what it's doing over here, but I will not take this first. I'll rather stay over here. So we have, you know, all the other markets. You know, we have the MES, MNQ, MYM, M2K, and oil. You know, crude oil. You know, crude oil as well, all in here, right? Crude oil. There's a sell. There's our sell order or sell or short opportunities right there. 63.15, 63.28. You know, when your stop loss, you know, you do the magic, right? Wherever you want to put a stop loss, you know, you can actually do that also in there for crude oil. All right. So let me do a quick, you know, thing over here for you guys, right? So this is going to be quick, and I'll go to the currencies. I don't have much time. I'll go to currencies. So typically when the market opens like this, right? The market is currently open, right? And it's just sitting at one place. But let me use this as an example, right? So when the market opens like this, this is the highest, you know, from yesterday. Okay, hold on. Let me see. This is yesterday. Yesterday was the 8th. All right. Yes. So this is the highest of yesterday, and here is the lowest, right? They're the most, you know, the current, you know, swing low. So until, you know, I see a break, you know, for the swing high and the swing low over here from yesterday's, you know, market, you know, I'm not going to do anything, right? I'm not going to do anything. For those of you who want to go to what time frame, 50 seconds, 30 seconds, and whatnot to trade, you know, first, we want to be able to see the direction of the trade. Of course, I put it in our grid as well, where the market is, you know, the daily, you know, direction, the 4-hour direction, etc. But until I see a break of that, you know, that tells me where the market is shifting or moving to. Then I can now begin to maybe take a look at something, you know, within a lower time frame and say, hey, if the market is going up, if the market is dropping, whatever, let me look for a place, you know, to put in the trade as the market is going down, rallying up, right? That is what I would likely do. All right, let's move. Let me see the other currencies quick, and then let's go to the major currencies in here. Of course, the major currencies, you know, we've had some good money, you know, for the past couple of days. You know, most of the trade that we analyzed from Sunday night, you know, we've had great moves, great money, big money coming in all the time. Okay, all right. So for the Euro USD, the market is far away from here. Let's look for something that is down. Let's look for something that is down. So for Euro USD, the market is almost coming down to this. What you call it? We had a who's calling me? We had a demand zone, a daily demand zone that is sitting right here, and the market is almost coming up to that, you know, daily demand zone that we had down here, right? You can see from all the zones and drawings over here. That means this USD has been busy for us, right? We've been making a lot of money, you know, with this. But we have a demand zone sitting right here, right? Sitting right here, sitting right here. So if we want to put in an order, its market's always almost coming down to that demand zone, right here. let me take a look at it again, since there's a lot of, I put this one in almost, I cannot even remember when exactly this zone was drawn, but let's look at the market again and see all the price action that has happened and make sure that, you know, we have our coordinates right. It's very, very important. Yeah, you know, we make sure that, you know, we have our coordinates, you know, right. So it's a daily demand zone for sure. I know I put it in way back ago, you know. It was a daily demand zone. I think it's tested a little bit, you know. It's yeah, it's a daily demand zone. It's tested, you know, a few times, and then, you know, as it tested as the market was, you know, rallying out from that, you know, zone, and now it's almost in there. All right. So what do we do? Hey, you know, you never win a battle that you refuse to fight. You guys know me, right? Right. You got to take the risks. You know, you got to take up something. It's not just, you know, uncalculated risks, but it's a risk that, you know, we've already analyzed this, you know, way back ago. All right. So, you know, I'm gonna go ahead. I like it. I don't like the formation over here. The formation, as the market is even rallying down into this place, you know, it's going to impact on our profit. But hey, whatever that the market can give us, you know, we'll take it, right? Whatever the market can give us, we'll take it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead, put in something, and for my currencies, you know, it's $100, right in there. Boom, it's done. Okay. The currencies I've told you guys, you know, not much, right? You know, not much. All right, let's go to USD JPY, USJPY, and see if anything has changed from our previous, you know, market over here. So our previous, you know, the market opens with a gap, you know, rather than, you know, push through the supply zone that we had. The market, you know, had major force, you know, in here. So, so for here, this zone is no longer a valid zone because, of course, markets has already rallied through that zone. Let's see what else is still here. Okay, all right. Let's see for the USD JPY. All right. So USD JPY, you know, demand zone for USD JPY. You know, let's take a look at this. I see all this major move, you know, up here. All right. So for USD JPY, for USD JPY, you know, for demand, you know, gonna go right here. All right. For USD JPY. All right. Guys, let me do this quick. I know the futures market is open. Let's run through this quick and then boom, that is done. Over here. Okay, all right. GBP, USD. Guys, this is also available also on the trade grid, right? You know, it's available on trade grid. By now, you should have taken it, right? By now, you should have taken it. By now, I expect that you should have taken this, right? Okay. So there's a lot of movement over here. Okay, all right. So the market is on a, you know, downtrend. Is going down, but of course we want to be part of the movement, right? As always, right? When the market is uptrend, we go up with it. Go downtrend, we go down with it, right? So the market is on the downtrend. What do? We need to find a spot somewhere and go with the market as it's going down, right? So I like it over here, you know. We're gonna go down with the market. If it's going down, we're going down with it, right? if it's going down, we also go down with it. All right. So this is where maybe the next you know, short opportunity, I'm gonna put it right here. right? Fully rigsing $100. I'll do maybe 2 or 3 more, and then we'll end it right there. All right. AUD USD, is there anything new? AUD USD, is there anything new that we have not seen or we have not all right, AUD USD 4-hour time frame. All right, we still have something sitting down up here that is still yet to work for us, but it looks like we are late to this party. Yeah, we are late to this party over here. There's a supply zone sitting right here, and looks like it already did it. It's already pushed up into that supply zone, and we are late to the party over here. But I hope you guys took it, because this was on the grid, right? Everything that I'm doing, guys, it's already on the grid, right? If you took it, then you're already in the money. If you took this zone, or if you took this trade right here, then you're already in the money, right? Right? If you took this, you should be in the money, because I put this supply zone on the grid. That was yesterday or day for yesterday. Yeah, I think Tuesday night or yesterday in the morning. Yes, I think I updated this yesterday in the morning. So if you took it from the grid, you should be in the money, right? You should be in the money, guys. You should be in the money right here. All right. So the market's already gone. All right. You guys know me. If it's gone, it's gone. Right. It's already pushing down. It came up, right up, hit the zone, and then push all the way down, and then push it up back again, and then now it's pushing down again. Right. Okay. Well, we can still take it. Maybe that it's gonna do a little bit of dilly dally before finally it begin to push down. So we can still maybe try and put in the same risk, but we are not going to chase it. That is what I want you guys to know. We are not going to chase and say, all right, let's find a come to a lower time frame somewhere and then find a small time frame. No. It's still going to be the same zone, same place, right? If it's rally back again before it's like if it does this, let me show you guys with the 2 path, right? If it goes in here and then move back again, right? Out, then we are in it, right? So that is what I'm trying to say here, right? If it rallies back up again into this, and then before it moves down, then good, right? So gain $100. That is the maximum rates for currencies, for here. For here. All right. So let's see if it can push back again and pick us up and say, hey, all right, let's go together. But we're not going to chase it where it is, right? All right. And then let's go to USD card. All right, USD card. Of course, I had something also in there on the grid. So if you took it, I don't know what the market has done, but let's see if we can find a demand somewhere. Yep, the market may have done. I like this. Wow, this is really cool, but I don't like all this sideways chopping over here. So if we're going to get a much closer demand zone on a 4-hour time frame, it was going to be somewhere here. We'll pick it up from here and then maybe go all the way go all the way. Let's take a look at this from a different time frame, maybe from the 30 minutes or something, or maybe 1 hour, something. See how that looks like. Wow. So that was the beginning for this move, or this push up over here, right? So the move is good because this is what broke the previous swing highs over here. It broke this, broke that. So this push up over here was massive. And so that's why it's great. It's a good looking. It came close. It didn't touch it, but the market is pretty much choppy. You guys can see that. Look at what the market is doing. It's almost sideways, right? But it's still a good zone. Let's see if it can pick us up and then still move up, right? Let's see if we can get some good, decent, well calculated luck over here, because we've done our work. Right, let's see over here. That's the USD card, right? USD card is also notorious, just like, you know, the USD chef, right? Very, very notorious, you know, for not respecting, you know, setups, right? You know, sometimes. All right, let's take a look at what is happening to Euro JPY over here. Euro JPY, nothing much, you know, nothing much over here. Euro AUD, nothing much. And let me take a look at finally maybe GBP NZD, and then we'll call it over here. GBP NZD. Oh man, we are also. But if you took it, you know, because I put this in yesterday at dawn or whatever. So if you took it, you know, you should be in profit now, right? You know, yes. If you took this, you know, yes, it was on a grade. So those who took it on a grade, you know, you should be you should be sitting in decent profit. This was the zone that was placed in the was placed on the grade, right? The three this over here, right? So if you took this over here on the grade, GBP NZD, guys, you guys can check on the grade, what's on the grade, right? If you took it, it came all the way down. This was the move, you know, where all this, you know, move started. This is the origination, right? Big explosive candles started moving up, right? I love it. And that's why it came all the way, touch it, and then begin to push up, right? If you took it, good for you. If you took it, right, you know, you should be in the money right now. All right, let's go back again to see what our futures market is looking, and then we'll call it done. I see gold is beginning to drop down. So, all right, we already have a trade, you know, in there waiting for gold to come and pick us up and then move up, right? We already have gold, you know, gold is beginning to push down aggressively over here. We have something on silver as well, you know. Silver is also trying to push down. We have something sitting down nicely over here. If it's able to come in here and then pick us up, you know, we should be in the money. All right, let's take a look at MES and look at what MES is doing. That is the S&P. All right, basically doing nothing. You know, I don't see it's beginning to drop. I see that drop coming over here. The S&P, the MNQ as well. Let's see what that is doing. So it looks like, you know, it came down to the lower time frame demand zone over here, and then pick up some trying to push up, but it's not strong enough. All these things happen overnight, right? You know, if you met, oh yeah, all this stuff over here, if you pick up something, this is why we don't trade, you know, small time frames, especially the global session, right? It's not that strong. It will just break it just like that. All right, let's take a look at the Dow. All right, so the Dow over here, pretty much doing nothing. The Russell as well, almost got into our supply zone. Almost that could have been big money for us already, right? Almost got into a supply zone. I don't know where you pick your zone. If you pick it lower, slightly lower, you know, from where I put mine, you know, from the lower side or lower body of the candle, you know, you should be in the money as well. All right, pretty much that's it. That's it for me, guys. You know, that's it for me, guys. Over here, the rest, every other thing, you know, if you want to trade some of these other tradable assets, you know, you should find them on the grid. All right, so that's it for me, guys. I gotta go. I have a couple of things to do and to work on. All right, that is my midweek trade analysis. Midweek trade analysis over here. All right, take care and trade well. Bye for now.